Hey guys, Azerothy back at you with another video. Today we will be on the topic of my favorite class, the Warrior,
Yeah.
specifically Fury Warriors.
Yep. That's me. Yep.
Today we'll be talking about every piece of gear Warriors should be looking to at least keep an eye out on in ZG. Now, this gear is not technically all of your best in slot. This is more for like new up and coming 60 Warriors or Warriors who haven't had luck in their main raids. Because ZG is a 20-man raid, which was meant for lots of catch-up gear. And I'm just going to give you some insight on some pieces that you may not have even thought of that are amazing for you and can hold a space in that slot until you get that big drop.
Okay.
Now, that's enough talking. Let's go ahead and dive right on into the loot and get
Dive
started with
into
the
it.
video.
That died into anything.
With our first option, we will be
I
looking
didn't pull
at
aggro.
the Seal of the Gurubashi Berserker.
Yep.
This ring will give you 13 stam and a 40
Okay.
attack
Not a
power
bad ring.
bonus. This ring is perfect for any melee DPS that just hits 60, with it being better than rings like Tarnished Elven Ring or Painweaver Band. Definitely roll if you see this drop. I did to hold a slot that I was still being taken up by Painweaver Band. This thing is amazing. I've already replaced it in BWL, but hey, it's still held me for quite a while. Moving on to the second item on our list, we have the Eye of Hikari.
Okay.
This epic neck actually sends above the Onyxia neck about 3 DPS with my current gear set. It has a massive AP bonus and 1% crit. This neck is perfect for anyone that is looking to offload hit at this point, which a lot of Fury Warriors are way above the 6% hit checkpoint, so there's really no reason why you shouldn't be looking to at least take a look at this neck. I mean, it's worth a look, and your only competition is really going to be other Fury Warriors and maybe Hunters or something. I think even Hunters usually like the Oni neck because of the ironically enough. But yeah, this thing is amazing, and I would definitely take a look at it. I'm actually wearing it right now as my main neck, so it definitely gets my stamp of approval on it.
Okay.
Now, our third option is a kind of interesting because it's 2 items in one. More specifically, it's a set. The set we're talking about is the Hikari Warblades. Now, generally guilds who loot council ZG loot, even though it's kind of dumb to loot council ZG loot, but hey, whatever. Hunters will get the main hand, rogues will get the offhand. It's their biz. It's kind of weird. I don't know too much about rogues, to be honest, so I don't want to speak more on it. But the set together gives +6 to swords. And if you know anything about weapon skill, you know how huge that can be. It lowers your hit by 3% that you need, because now that you're over the 305 weapon skill, you're only need 6% hit as to where you needed 9% hit when you're at 300 weapon skill. So you can see that these swords could be amazing for off specs, off races, I mean meme races, or some people would call it, meaning anything that's not a human or an orc. So this could get rid of your Edge Masters fund. This could get rid of you wearing a Mugger's belt and Age Core Leather's Ghost. I'm not going to say it's better, but it's definitely looking for an option. But once again, as I said, you're going to have to fight Hunters and Rogues, who both have equal... This was one of the few things where I would say Hunters have the right to roll on the main hand just because it is BIS for them until Kel'Thuzad, I believe. But yeah. And even if you can't afford Edge Masters, these are a great option. And there's one thing I can tell you to look at. Go look at videos explaining weapon skill and how big it is for Warriors and Rogues.
Big deal.
The difference it can make is insane. I might even make a video about it here soon one day, but I don't know. Moving on to a fourth item. We have a blue item called the Blood Drenched Mask. Now, before I say anything else, I just want to say I'll never really truly recommend any headpiece besides Lionheart Helm.
It's true.
That's just an item you shouldn't be cheaping out on anytime. You should go and get together the 12 Arcanite for Lionheart Helm. It is your BIS until forever. You never take it off in all of Classic. There's no reason you shouldn't have it.
Easy to get.
But say if you're like in the middle of farming mats for it or such, this can be a decent placeholder. This thing gives 2% hit and 22 agi, which translate into just a hair above 1% crit for warriors, which is amazing. So it's kind of like a mini Lionheart Helm, but get your Lionheart helm. I'm serious. Get back to farming. Jokes aside, this thing is great. Should go to Feral Druids first, but hey, once again, who's loot counseling ZG loot? If you are, you man, ease up. For the 5th item, we have it's the tier set bracers. I don't really know what to call them. They're the Zandalar Briss pieces.
Not bad.
These
Half a
things are
crit.
great. They give you 13 agi, 13
Just attack
strength,
power.
and 13 stam, and they're plate. So they sim a little bit lower than your wrist guards of stability that you get out of MC, but it's kind of worth it because you get the extra stam and the plate. So it's a little bit of a trade-off. Survivability, extra DPS. I usually tend to look at the extra DPS part because, hey, I don't care if I'm facing the floor as long as I'm on the top of the meters, you know?
Yep.
But that's enough on those. And raw DPS sims, you can't really look at it that way because if you're not DPSing, you're not going to be if you're not alive, you're not going to be DPSing in the first place. So take it however you want it.
Hey,
Honestly,
okay.
either way is fine, but definitely this is an item any warrior should be looking for, and they drop like candy, so you're not going to have any problems getting a pair. And hey, it's extra rep too for your exalted enchant. Your 6th item, we have an item that drops off the fishing boss that can only be summoned by fishermen that have done the Nat Pagel quest. This item is 4's Eyepatch. This headpiece gives you 44 AP and 2% crit. This item could potentially be nice for a pre-bis warrior, but there's just so many options that are better. I can't ever see myself realistically wanting this headpiece, because as I said,
Lionheart.
get your Lionheart helm, damn it.
Damn it.
This next item is for the axe-wielding Chad orcs out there. Now, I'm an Alliance player through and through. My knowledge
Hold on. What the hell did you just call me? No, I don't think so.
of human warriors is so much more than my orc warriors. As y'all can see in my phase 4 bis video, y'all have criticized me on my axe knowledge, but this item is called the Ancient Hikari Manslayer. Now, this isn't all that great considering your other options like Deathbringer, Doom's Edge, and Cruel Shrug, Edge of Chaos.
Yeah, the big
It's
long
worth
word.
mentioning if you're still rocking blues, this is definitely worth a main spec role, since let's be serious, no one should be loot counseling ZG. But it has a nice proc that absorbs health and
Doesn't proc
a nice
much.
2.0 weapon speed, which is
Good for
pretty
offhand.
offhand. And last but certainly not least, we have an amazing piece of catch-up gear known as the Sacrificial Gauntlets. These gloves give you a 1% bonus to both crit.
I want to say something about these gauntlets here. They sim better than flame guards, but I'm not sure how Fight Club overvalues hit. But in sims with buffs, because of 19 strength instead of just straight attack power, they sim better.
And hit, along with 19 strength, effectively giving you 28 attack power. All of that from a blue item is absolutely insane, man. And the best part is they drop from
should be
multiple
epic.
bosses. To put it in perspective, I run some GDTP runs on my Realm Pagel, and these always go for 20 to 40G max because they just drop so often. And they only sim just a hair under Flame Guard gauntlets out of MC, I mean. They're that good, and a little bit of a transfer.
They really don't sim lower. I mean, I'd like to know where he's simming because they don't sim lower.
And once again, your only other option is really Flame Guard gauntlets. So definitely look out for a pair of these. If you're starving for hit, these are a nice option. And you're only going to be really rolling against tanks and ret paladins. That's about it, really. But yeah, guys, that's where I'm going to cut the video off. There might be a couple more items in there, like the hit ring or the hit cloak, but I don't feel like those are really worth any.
What about the
worth looking
pair?
for, because your other options are just so much better, and you can get those out of like dungeons and such. The options that I gave you are ones that are comparable to raid drops in the very least. That it, even previous warriors will be looking at these as upgrades. These are all the items any new Fury Warrior or even experienced Fury Warriors that are just having drop problems should be looking for. If you take a look at all the items I gave you and thought about it and
I
how
got a
they
problem
work
with
your
this.
gear set and make smart decisions, I promise you will be looking at the top of the DPS meters very soon. Well, guys, that's all I have for y'all today.
So he missed
Catch
some
y'all in a
items,
new video here
guys.
soon.
We're gonna
I'm
go in
currently
game.
working on more content. Sorry there was a little bit of a dry spell, but be sure to like, subscribe, and leave me a comment telling me what I did wrong and how much you liked my video.
We're gonna go
Peace
in
out,
game
guys.
and we're gonna show you what he missed. Boom, boom, boom. Okay, whatever. Wanna hack me, hack me. I'm authenticated. This is my guy. So, check my mail real quick. Oh, I got some cheap ass stuff sold in auction house, whatever. So I'm gonna pull up one big item. I don't know if I saw it in there, but I'm pretty sure he missed it. Because if you don't have Onslaught Girdle, there's this Zandalar Vindicator's Belt. 25 strength, 10 stamina, 1% chance to crit. It's got one less hit than the Onslaught, but you know, until you can get that, or if you get, you know, they got another belt coming out in AQ40 coming out here shortly. But it's also better than the other option you have if Onslaught doesn't drop, which is the Therasan's Link. You see, this is 22 stamina, 12 spirit, 44 attack power, 1% chance to hit. This gives you 50 attack power, 1% chance to crit. That's not hit, that's crit, I'm sorry. It has more stamina, maybe beneficial for tanks to look at if they don't have Onslaught, but they have set items, so.
For the Horde!
Other item that he failed to mention in that video was the shared loot on these. No, trash, no. Let's see where it's at. One of these drops it. Like the bandage in. You have, you know, one hit on that one. 14 agility, almost a crit, 75% of a crit. 8 stamina, and then what's the other one? It's there. Coelagen. So it's a crit, 8 stamina, 20 attack power, and together you get 30 attack power. So it's one hit, one crit. Yeah, they're pretty good as a pair. That's worth looking at if all you have is the